I have 20 minutes before I have to leave for class, so let's make this video short. Hey everyone, it's me, Dana from waitlisted.at.hogwarts, and today I'm coming to you with my top 3 underrated book series that I recommend everyone go read. I basically asked my Bookstagram followers for video suggestions because I wanted to try and get back into the groove, and this suggestion that I do an underrated books video came up a few times, so I'm just satisfying the request, and I actually thought it'd be really fun. There's a lot of books that I feel like should be more talked about than they are, and that's why I'm gonna bring them up right now. So let's get started because I'm really excited to talk about these books with you guys. The first one is the Tiger's Curse saga, which consists of 4 books. The premise of the first one is that we follow a female protagonist, Kelsey, who gets a summer job working at the circus. And while she's working at the circus, she meets a white tiger, and they kind of have a bond, like an animal-human bond. So she spends time with the tiger while she's working. She reads him poetry, and they just kind of form a connection, and that connection does not go unnoticed by the overseers. This tiger is switching ownership. She gets a job offer to accompany that tiger to India and make sure that the whole transition of switching ownership goes smoothly, and then she'll come home. And it's all paid for, and it's during the summer. It's a great opportunity. So of course she takes it, and she finds out once she gets there that this job is not exactly what she expected. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't want to give away any spoilers. This book encompasses Hindu mythology, although it might be very loosely based. I can't speak to how accurate the mythology actually is. Magic, adventure, Indian princes, and a curse, and it's just a fantastic book, and I highly recommend you go check out that series. The next book series I want to talk about is the Starbound trilogy by Megan Spooner and Amy Kaufman, and that is a 3-book trilogy which has These Broken Stars, This Shattered World, and Their Fractured Light. And one of the really cool things that I like about this series is that each book follows different protagonists, but they're all interconnected, so by the end you pretty much have all your characters, and it's just mind-blowing because it's all overlapping. It's just so crazy. These books are beautifully written, beautiful prose. Like, one of the things that I really love is just how beautiful the writing is. And because each book follows different characters, there are very different plots for each book, so I'm going to talk about These Broken Stars. These Broken Stars is basically pitched as Titanic meets Lost. So we have a ship, kind of like a cruise ship in space. It suddenly hits a glitch and it is shipwrecked onto a deserted island. Not island. A deserted planet, actually. Even worse than an island, because you literally have nowhere to go if you have no ship. And there are 2 sole survivors, which are Lilac LaRoe, who is the richest man in the universe's daughter, and then you have Tarver, who is a war hero who came from a family who pretty much had nothing. They met each other on the ship, pretty much hated each other at first sight, and now they have to work together to get off a deserted planet. And as they're on this planet, they find out the planet is kind of weird, and there's a lot of strange occurrences that happen, which is why it's pitched as Titanic meets Lost, because if you've seen Lost, you know that island is freaking weird. They have to work together to figure out how to get off this planet and see their families again. So it's a very, very good book. So beautiful. Like, so beautifully written, and I highly recommend everyone go read it. And I think that it's not hyped. It might have been hyped at some point. I don't see it around that much anymore, so I'm including it. The final series I want to talk about is the Zodiac series by Romina Russell, which has one of the most cool universes I've ever seen. The premise is that there are these 12 houses, like zodiac houses, because there's 12 zodiac signs. There's a lost 13th house that has been gone for a long time. No one really pays attention to it anymore because it just doesn't exist anymore, and the sole focus is on the 12 houses. You have houses like Pisces, Cancer, Gemini, Libra. They all correspond to the planet, and on that planet, all the people pretty much on that planet correspond to the characteristics that are supposed to correspond with that sign. Our main protagonist, Roma Grace, comes from the house of Cancer, and she's studying to read the stars. And while her classmates are reading the stars with like scientific measurements and angle measurements and whatnot, she's reading the stars by looking at patterns and kind of seeing stories behind those stars. Not necessarily stories, but just like, it's more abstract than how all her classmates make it out to be. So she's already kind of set apart from the rest of her classmates, and then tragedy strikes her planet, and she is named the new house leader, and wanting to protect all her family, she accepts. She's young and inexperienced, and suddenly she's the new house leader. While this is going on, other tragedies start to hit other planets, and she starts to see a pattern in the stars as to why these tragedies are happening. And her explanation is a very unpopular explanation of what's been going on, and she journeys to all the other guardians to warn them before tragedy strikes their planets. This whole book is about her trying to warn all these guardians about an attack that's coming that she believes to be true, but they don't necessarily believe her because she's young and inexperienced, and she reads the stars not the way everyone else reads the stars, so why would they believe her? And she goes on a journey with two different men. One is from her royal guard, and his name is Matthias, and then one is an envoy from the planet Libra, and his name is Hyson. They all journey together to try to warn all the other guardians of what they believe to be going on. This has been my top 3 underrated book series. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say they're my top underrated, but they're ones that I really, really like, that I really think everyone else should read. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked this video and want to see more like it. If you have any suggestions as to underhyped books that you have read that you really enjoyed, I would love to know. Or if you've read any of these and you want to talk about them, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below and tell me your thoughts on these books, or if you're excited about any of the particular series that I mentioned. Go ahead and leave it all in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys think. And if you want to see for when I'm posting more videos, which hopefully shall be soon, go ahead and click the subscribe button that's somewhere around my screen, or your screen, I guess. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you soon with a new video.